came here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, actually. Maybe I could, just, I'll get rid of them.
Okay.
Hey, schematic of the museum featuring all the new security additions. Well,
Great.
you out of the shower?
Come on, no, I just was in the
Hot tub, Michael.
Ah, I'll come back.
No, come on in. It's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Hi.
The key to it's at the bottom.
Oh, great. Has anybody else seen these?
No.
Let's keep it that way.
Okay.
I think we have the Tiara secured, but if word gets out that we turned this building into a fortress, our guest of honor might decide not to show up. Well, now, just off the top, doesn't it seem like this entrance near the back is a little bit sparsely covered?
Yeah, it is. I figured we can take a guard from the atrium and move him back there. It'd be a lot easier if we had the new video surveillance equipment installed.
Well, we can't get that done in time. Just our bad luck that they ripped out the old system when they renovated it. But I feel pretty confident with the silent alarms we got set up here.
Yeah.
If by some unlikely chance Mr. Wolf gets past the guards and cuts a wire or jimmies a lock anywhere in the building, we're going to get a red light flashing in the master board right there to tell us his exact location. And if by some even unlikelier fluke he makes it to the main exhibition floor, he just has to set 1 foot in that room. That wired floor will tip us off and we'll have him.
We had the extra lock and the backup alarm that installed on the skylight. I figure that'll be tied into the main board, too.
Yeah, if it isn't, it will be.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
Oh, thanks, darling.
No. Chuck, yes, what is it? Oh, is she okay? What, me, well, sure. Fine.
I hate to give one guy.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was Carol Larson, has laryngitis and can't work, so I have to go in.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, I'm going to be having to do a little bit of this stuff with this I wasn't expecting, so, you know, darling, it goes without saying that none of the stuff we're discussing here is for broadcast, right?
But of course you felt that you had to say it to me. Listen, we'll talk later about what I can and can't say. I mean, I want this thief caught too.
I know.
I gotta get dressed.
The only thing left is that one last item I wanted in place for tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's in the works. It ought to be redone just in time for the festivities.
I guess that's about it then.
She seems, okay. Is she?
No. She's not, and frankly, I'm extremely worried about her. The tiara is valued at slightly less than $10 million. 100 people will be paying $1,000 each to view it up close. Proceeds to benefit the art museum. You might also want to mention the legend that it was a gift from a czar to an Armante countess in the last century.
Czar's mistress.
That's about it.
Nothing about the security precautions?
Well, you can say that we're beefing up security by hiring extra guards, but I don't want any mention made of the silent alarm systems. That stays under wraps.
No mention of the silent alarms. Will pass my lips. After this time, of course.
Speaking of your lips, I want to finish what we started, so don't forget where we were, okay?
I'll hold you to it.
Right now, I gotta get to the museum, and I suppose you'll be hustling over to the studio?
I have to print this first.
Okay, well, I'll see you on the tube.
all set. Got the guard set at the rear entrance.
Great. We're missing Eden's broadcast.
The tiara, worth an estimated $10 million, will be on display for one night only. The museum has increased security precautions for the gala due to the recent robberies in the area. The weather in a moment.
The weather in a moment.
She didn't get way too much.
No, she did her typical good job.
But what?
But I get the feeling lately that I'm living with someone I might as well be watching on TV. That's how available she is to me emotionally. Other times she feels like she's there, and I wonder if I'm not imagining there's a problem, but I'm not. I'm not crazy.
No. Look, if anybody would know, you would know. You're closer to her than anybody else in the world, and I've sensed it myself.
You have?
Yeah. Ever since the robbery at your place.
Yeah, that was Wolf. That was Wolf. She wouldn't tell me at the time, but when I was away, she wouldn't let you know what was going on with the investigation, didn't cooperate, wouldn't let Amato tell me it had happened. Afterwards, she kept it a secret that he wrote to her, that she met with him even. She didn't tell me about that. I mean, I don't know how this guy's connected to her, but obviously he is somehow. And when we catch him, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna take enormous pleasure in finding out just what the hell has been going on.
Your mother left, all you were concerned about was taking care of your brothers and sisters.
Well, they didn't really know what was going on. They kept wanting to know if Mama was going to come back.
Honey, you must have been all of 8 years old. How in the world do you understand so much?
I knew death that meant something final.
Yeah, when I look back now, it seems that you felt you had to take her place for the rest of us. I mean, at the time, I was too immersed in my own grief to realize how unfair it was. Or maybe I didn't want to realize it because I depended on you too much myself. You had to grow up overnight, sweetheart. God, I wish I could give you your childhood back.
You did.
You forgot one other thing about that little history. Remember the nightmares? Nightmares that I had. As soon as I closed my eyes, it started. I dreaded going to sleep. You'd be listening all the time, and the minute I almost fell asleep, I cried out, and you'd run right into the room and you'd put your arms around me, and you say, "Daddy, it's gonna be all right." Child comforting a grown man. Should have been the other way around. Yet you never judged me, honey. Never. You must have realized all the anger that was underneath the pain.
It didn't matter.
Well, it did to me. I was ashamed of it. How could you be angry at a dead woman? A woman that you love so much. But being abandoned is a painful and frightening experience to an adult. How overwhelming it must have been to a child.
I felt important that you needed me. It made me feel wonderful that could make you feel better. I mean, if I was upset and cried and moaned over Mama, I mean, what good would that have done you?
Well, honey, there's something very sad about a child carrying such a burden and never being able to set it down. I mean, what happens to those feelings when she grows up?
I don't know.
Well, they say that sooner or later, you kind of have to pay the piper until you deal with the feelings.
Daddy, I know you're worried about me, but I'm okay. I'm fine.
I just want you to know you're not alone, honey. You got me around to talk to anytime you want.
See, I don't really know what the problem is. It's like I've woken up from a dream and something really spectacular and important has happened. But I can't remember what it was.
Honey, once when you were a teenager, you lost your temper with me.
Just once?
Well, one of the times. You told me afterward when we made peace that sometimes you were terrified of your own anger. Do you remember that?
Maybe, sort of, I don't know.
Well, there was something else, too, that you didn't tell me, but I kind of guessed it.
What?
That you were afraid that I'd stop loving you if you got angry with me.
Did I?
Well, baby, if you felt the same anger that I felt for your mother, I imagine it was frightening for you. Especially after she came back.
Well, I didn't exactly fall into her arms, Daddy.
No, baby, you did resist her for a while, but then you forgave her.
Well, that's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Honey, what I wanted was your happiness. What I'm trying to say, sweetheart, it's clumsy as it is maybe you're still harboring some negative emotions for your mother. But she's not going to die from them. And she's not going to stop loving you. No matter what they are.
I guess the dream that I can't remember might have something to do with Mama. I don't know, it just seems to keep slipping away. I don't know, Daddy. Sometimes I feel like I'm really on the edge of something, and will you help me? I mean, will you help me deal with these feelings that maybe I haven't dealt with?
Of course I love you. Of course I will, honey. I know how much you love your mother.
But we love her, Tiara, more, don't we, Eden? All this yak almost put me to sleep. Don't worry your little head about finding a reason to hate Sophia. I'm all the reason you'll ever need.
She wants to maybe clear the air if there is something to clear
Oh,
up.
Daddy. I have to make a call. I forgot about an appointment. Excuse me.
Hello?
Hello. I'm going to be a little late, but I haven't forgotten about our appointment. I'll be there.
It's about time. Did you get the plans for the museum?
Of course. Sorry, Daddy. Thanks for the pep talk. I'll see you later. They're moving this guard over here.
What if they change things around again? And what about that one last item your husband mentioned?
Eden will be keeping her ears and eyes open. Adjusting will not be a problem.
There is such a thing as being overconfident.
You're really getting on my nerves.
Be nice to me, Shirley. I'm the one who'll be holding the rope that dangles you from the skylight.
And I will be the one cutting open a glass case with state-of-the-art equipment and removing the highlights of both of our combined careers.
That's assuming we get up on the roof without being spotted, cut the wires to both silent alarms in the skylight hatch, as well as open the locks, and avoid dropping even a hairpin to the floor below, which would set off more than just a silent alarm, etc., etc.
Dangling is the only thing we're doing that we haven't already done, sweetie.
You really amaze me, Lisa. More than ever. You know, I'm a free agent. I have no ties. If I'm caught, that's my life. No one suffers but me. But you have a family, a mother, father, husband, and children. Have you really thought about what it'll mean if you're caught?
But I'm not going to get caught.